Originally, I'm from Missouri City, Texas, but I moved out over to Maryland, lived in Silver Spring for a little bit. Now I live in Bethesda, also lived in Germantown. I don't know if you guys know where that's at, but I live in Maryland and I rep MoCo. So shout out MoCo once again, shout out 115.
Now, can you give us a history of how long you lived in these areas for?
Oh man, I'm like a military brat, yo, because I don't know what the fuck was up with my mom. So I'll break it down for y'all real quick. I was born in Missouri City, Texas, moved around all over Houston, moved to Katy, then I moved over to Silver Spring when I was, I think I was in middle school. I don't remember. I was in middle school, 7th grade. Then from there, was having issues, you know, like fighting and dumb shit. You know, when you're young, you do dumb shit. So we moved to Mid-County Highway. I don't know if you guys know where that's at, but it's in Durwood, Maryland. We moved over there. And my mom, I don't know, she likes living places one year at a time. So when that lease was up, we moved again to Clarksburg. Then we moved again to fucking Germantown. Then we moved again back to Texas. And then a year and a half in Texas, we moved back to Maryland. So, I mean, we just all over the place for real. So that's my life a little bit. If y'all care, man, it don't matter.
Mm. But you rep Maryland.
Shout out Maryland, of course. Terps, go Terps.
Now, what was it like growing up in all these different places? Can you paint that picture for us?
Well, Houston wasn't fun. I mean, it was fun, but it wasn't fun because, I mean, when you're young in Houston, man, a lot of niggas is broke, yo. So we was living in the projects, bruh. We was living in fucking HUD housing. So living in the projects, you already know, man. If niggas start talking shit, you gotta fight. So, I mean, that shit wasn't fun to me, bruh. I was always fighting all the time. And on top of that, I'm African, dog. Oh, you an African booty scratcher every fucking day, son. Every fucking day, bruh. Like, Houston, it just made you stronger, man, because you just had to fight. You had to defend. You had to learn how to cook niggas. But over in Maryland, man, Maryland's cool, man. Maryland got their little gangsters, but, you know, it's not that bad. It's pretty chill. I fuck with Maryland.
So you grew up in poverty a little bit.
I mean, unfortunately, yeah, I did. Pretty bad, actually. I mean, I've been like homeless at least 5 times. When I was in Houston, right after my dad died, my mom, she lost a house, right? So losing the house, man, she also lost her business. And she had no money. It was me and my 3 other siblings. And we actually had to live in a shopping center for a little bit. We were there for like, I want to say like 5-6 months. Living in a shopping center. So that shit was kind of tough, especially, you know, there's no like washing facility. So, I mean, niggas didn't really take showers unless they were like went to the local school or the local gyms. So that shit sucked. But, you know, we made it through.
Now, that shopping center, was that a real shopping center in real life, or was that something?
There was a Randall's there, so it was a real shopping center.
So that wasn't a shelter?
Nah, it wasn't a shelter. Nah.
You literally lived
in a shopping center. My mom, she used to have this business, right? And this is like what I was saying right after my dad died. And in her business, she was reselling used clothing and doing sewing and all that stuff, right? So at nighttime when she closed down her business, we would all sleep in the back. Yeah, it was fun.
That's tough. Out of the 5 times you were homeless, was that the toughest homelessness there? Because there's different levels of homelessness. I
would say that was like top 3, because I was also semi-homeless in Nigeria. Long story short, my mom couldn't take care of us. She took us to Nigeria, so we were out there for a little bit. And we got kicked out of our house that my mom was paying this lady for us to live in, because my brother and my older sister who lives in Africa, they got into a fight. So this bitch kicked us out, and we were living in a village, right? And I don't know if y'all ever been to Nigeria, but that village hut life is real shit, man. That shit was tough. So we were living on mud floors, and we were going from house to house, bouncing around all through Nigeria. That was like number 2. My last time that I was homeless, which was like 2010, I was homeless for like 9 months, bruh. Yo, I know my brother's gonna see this shit. He might make some comments, but there was a time where I was just like sleeping in my car, you know what I'm saying? It was like a 9-month binge. I mean, just sleeping in my car or sleeping at friends' houses and all that bullshit. And there was this one night, it was like 10 degrees outside, and I'm calling this dude, Matt Malenge. If you see this, fuck you. This man, Matt Malenge, I'm calling this dude all night, and he don't pick up. So I'm just sleeping in my car in 9-degree weather. I turn that joint on every like hour just to put on the heater, because, you know, it's cold as fuck, bro. those are the top three. I think that's enough for y'all to know. I can't tell y'all too much right now.
Why not? You told us a lot already.
I'll tell y'all later, man. I can't give y'all away too many secrets.
Now, you seem, even reflecting and talking about homelessness, this is a serious subject.
Serious. I agree.
But you seem, I mean, talking about it now, you're smiling.
I mean, it's the past. You got to learn through these things, man. It's like falling and getting up, man. It's like failing and being successful after that. You just have to, like, go through it. It happens to everybody. I'm not the first person to be homeless, bro. Not the first person. So I'm not going to be the last person to sit there and bitch about it. You know, you just got to get up and keep moving.
Now, there is different levels of homelessness. Probably the most easiest level of homeless, and I use the word easy in the most respectful way, but probably the easiest level of homelessness is couch to couch, house to house. It can get worse. Shelter is involved. It can get worse. You're in a car. It can get worse. You're on a park bench. It can get worse than that. You're begging for money on the side of the road with a sign.
I agree with that.
Did it ever get to the point where you had to beg for money with a sign?
No. When I was broke, I made things work. I made things work, whether it was stealing, dealing drugs. That's a joke because I don't deal drugs. I don't fuck with drugs. It was mainly just stealing, bruh. Like, nigga, when I was hungry, man, I would go into Giant Food, bruh. I put all the food on the bottom cart, on the bottom of the joint, the stuff I'll pay for on top of it. Go through self-checkout, pay for the top shit, and roll out with the expensive stuff, bro. I did whatever I had to do. I mean, whatever. Like, as long as I had a place to sleep and I had food, I was good.
Did you ever get caught?
Nah, man. I'm too slick for that.
Shoplifting, never got caught?
Nah. Oh, nah. I didn't.
How many times did you do that trick?
Oh, shit. 50? If I had to guess, like 50?
And never got caught?
Never got caught, man. You got to be slick, bro.
I always wondered that, too, because there's no one really watching. There is kind of...
I mean, they got hip now. If you go into a Giant or a local store that has a self-checkout, there's always that one fucking bitch who's, like, staring at the black guys. It happens. Trust me, it happens. Because it happens to me a lot now. I got money now, and I still get that bullshit.
So you think it's harder these days for that?
I wouldn't even attempt it, yo. Would not even attempt it.
So you never had to beg for money. Okay. Now you said as long as you had...
I had girls at the time who took care of me. So, you know, I didn't really have to beg for money. Like I said, man, I had some place to sleep and some food and a little bit of pussy every now and then. I was good.
When you're in a car, though, how do you get to take showers and do the hygiene thing?
Oh, man, we getting straight into the homeless life. All right, man. So what I did, I would go into LA Fitness or I would go into Montgomery College and go and take a shower in that joint. Man, you gotta figure out ways to get around things like this. Like, I don't understand, like some people who were in my situation, I don't understand how they couldn't figure out a way out of it. Unless, if you don't have a mental issue or a debilitating disease or something, or a handicap, there's ways to get out of being homelessness. And that's just my point of view of it.
Now, how often, what's the longest, let's say, you went without a shower?
We still talking about this homeless stuff?
Yeah.
Probably like 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're talking about like in general or like the most recent time?
The longest you went without a shower, maybe in like that stretch of you were living out of a car?
Probably like 4 or 5 days, something like that.
Now, that was your top one, you said, when you were living out of your car for that stretch. How much did you have to your name?
In money?
Yeah, at your bottom point.
Negative 7,000, something like that. I mean, like I was saying, I didn't really have money, bro. Like, I'm bringing up my brother again. My brother had a credit card, and this dumbass nigga, he left his credit card around me around that time. So if I didn't have any money and it was like super desperate, I used his credit card. But I mean, like I said, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I paid him back in full, by the way, in case y'all want to judge me.
What about a cell phone? Did you always have a cell phone throughout all these homeless
Fuck no. Hell no.
How could you survive without a cell phone?
Memorizing people's phone numbers. If you're really nice to people, you just ask them for a phone. Don't be a dumbass nigga, and people will trust you. As simple as that.
Now, what about depression? What about suicidal thoughts? Was there any of these going through your head?
Fuck no. Depression? Nah, bro.
Homeless for 9 months,
suicide,
living in a car. Never?
Yeah, so what? It's just being homeless, man. Like I said, if I'm not dying, or it's not like something like super serious, I'm good, right? Like depression, suicide, I definitely don't believe in suicide, bro. Suicide has to be some type of mental disorder, because I don't understand how a nigga can take his life. Like, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting your family, you're hurting your friends. So I don't respect suicide, not at all. That reminds me that group. What's that group called? Suicide Boys. I don't understand why they have that name, dog. Hey, I'm not knocking y'all. I fuck with y'all music. I just don't like your name. I had to put that out there.
Never ever thought about crashing out and just robbing a bank?
Nah, not at all, man. Do I look like a nigga who wants to rob a bank? I'll get caught fast, bro. I'm just curious. I'm fucking 6'5". I don't look like every other black guy. I would get caught fast. Nah, I wouldn't rob a bank.
Now,
extremely no, I would not rob a bank.
Now, I have one more question on that stretch when you were living by, when you were in the car on that stretch.
Okay.
Why didn't other family members help you out? Like your mom. I'm sure she wasn't homeless during the stretch.
So my mom still lived in Texas, right? And I only have my, I forget what nuclear family. So I only had my mom and my siblings. And my siblings all lived in Texas with my mom. But I was back over here because I was going through some shit with my ex. So, while I was going through that, and I was also in school, so I didn't want to, just drop out of school and, like, stop my life because of my family's in Texas and my bitch is acting crazy. So, like I said, man, I do what I have to do, no matter who's in my way.
But that was an option. You could have just said, forget this Maryland stuff. Let's go to Texas. I'll have a place to
but I got a degree. I got 2 degrees now, so, I could have.
What was the turning point? How did you get out of being homeless? Because you did that stretch.
Oh, this is an easy answer. My mom, she moved back to Maryland, so I moved home with her. So there's that.
Okay, you've been homeless 5 different occasions. What did it teach you? What did you learn from it?
It definitely made me really like in touch with what happens with homeless people. There was a time that I didn't feel any empathy for homeless people. I just thought they were just lazy, and that some of these people, are just trying to, make a quick buck and just panhandle. But there was a time where I wanted to start a nonprofit called the Underclass, and basically the Underclass is like underclass citizens who are just like homeless people, and people who can't afford to pay for themselves to live, with shelter. So with that nonprofit, I wanted to help these people figure out, why are you homeless in the first place? You know what I'm saying? And do you have like these mental issues that's making you homeless, or you really can't afford to pay for a place? So why can't you pay for a place? Let's figure out how to fix this issue first. The main core issue, we'll figure that out, and then we'll help you get out. So that was like one of my dream goals. I'll probably do that maybe later in life, but I'll definitely learn to be very empathetic with the homeless people. I'm not gonna give you like money, but I'll give you food, you know what I'm saying? I'll throw you a jacket, but as for money, I see a lot of like niggas just going out there buying like alcohol, or especially like if you're in DC, you'll see a lot of crackheads every now and then. So I don't give out money. I see a lot of these niggas on World Store just throwing out money. I'm like, bruh, do you know what they're gonna do with that money? Can you just buy them like the simple needs: toothbrush, toothpaste, a hat, a jacket? You know what I'm saying? A fucking blanket when it gets cold. Like simple stuff that they need. Try to help them get off the street. These niggas just want to do it for the gram, or do it for World Star. Fuck them niggas, man. Real talk.
Now, if you could estimate the homeless people you've met.
Oh, we're still on the homeless. Let's talk about something else, man. I can't talk about homeless all night.
Well, this is a very important subject. There might be somebody watching this right now that may have just gotten into it, trying to get out, or they're trying to, that sort of thing. So this could be important for people. Or maybe even preventing them from being homeless. But from the people that you've met that are homeless, what would you say there's something mentally wrong with them versus somebody that just can't get a job?
How would I know there's something mentally wrong with them?
No. I'm saying, what percentage would you, if you could estimate, of the homeless people you have met, would you say are the lazy, can't get a job type people, or maybe there's mentally something wrong?
From where I live, a lot of them is just mental problems. Like a lot of people just, I guess, they just got kicked out of the hospital, or like the government doesn't want to pay for them anymore, or they were like, something happened. I don't know what happened. Something happened to those people where their family doesn't help them anymore, or they ran away. But there's definitely a lot of mental disease that is untreated, especially in Washington, D.C. I mean, it's pretty bad. I don't know about here in Atlanta, but in the city, it's pretty bad. And like, I mean, obviously there's gonna be a couple bums who just want to panhandle, but I would say if I had to put a number on it, had to be at least 50%.
I think those panhandlers make good money.
I mean, not all of them. Maybe a few, but not really.
I mean, you think somebody minimum wage job, let's say $6, $7 job, $8 job an hour. I think a panhandler could make more than $8 in 1 hour.
Yeah, but they got to stand out there for what, 16 hours? I mean, it's just not, if you do the math, your time value is not worth it.
And then, you know, I've seen that one person on, like, let's say Inside Edition is doing like a undercover operation for TV, and they've caught, like, you know, people being fake homeless.
Yeah.
I don't know how often that happens. I would assume it doesn't happen that often.
Well, since it's a TV show, that shit's fucking staged. So they'll go out there and find those niggas who are panhandling to make money. You know what I'm saying? They'll go out and find them. It's just not the first person you see, oh man, he's trying to scam these people. Inside Edition, they're looking for these guys. It's, first of all, fake news.
Okay.
Fake news.
Okay, so give me some advice, because people could have different circumstances going on, but somebody about to be homeless, is there any general advice you have for that person?
That's the last question about homeless, all right?
Any general advice you have for that person? They're about to be homeless. What would you tell them right now?
I would say, man, just ask for help, bro. Don't have an ego. You can't have an ego, especially if you're going to be living on the street. Ask for help, man. If you don't have family, if you don't have friends, ask the government, man. There's a bunch of fucking information out there. Just go Google it. Information out there where you can get help. You can get some funds. You can find a place to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard. And then from there, while you're like in that shelter, find a way to get out of that shelter. Don't find a way to get another shelter. Find a way to find a house. I'm sure you can't buy it, but like rent that joint out, or go rent a room out, or go find some type of job to get you some money. Just find anything, man. Find anything, yo. Even if you have to work at McDonald's, I wouldn't work at McDonald's. You know, but if you have to work at McDonald's.
Now give me some general advice to somebody trying to get out of homelessness.
Trying to get out of homelessness, like I said, like just you have to ask questions. You have to ask for help. Do not have an ego. You can't have an ego in being homeless. You can't have an ego in life. You can't have an ego in the music industry, because a lot of these niggas who have egos, they already made it, bro. But if you're like me, an indie artist, you cannot have an ego, man. You have to go and kiss ass, not figuratively unless she's bad. But I mean, if it's a dude, man, you gotta say, hey man, what's up, dog? I'm 6'12", yada yada yada. Nice to meet you. I like that track, you know. You gotta not have an ego in life, bro. Like. A lot of people say I have an ego. I don't have an ego. I'm just a happy ass nigga. I mean, why be unhappy? Tell me, please tell me. You got an answer for me?
All right, now as bad as your upbringing sounded, as rough as it sounded, the poverty stuff, what was the most positive thing out of your upbringing?
Out of my upbringing?
Yeah, for you.
I would say the lessons I learned was probably the most positive thing to ever happen in my life. Like, I learned how to be a man really, really young. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever had a parent that died, but that shit wakes you up. It's like, you're like the next day you're a whole new person. So when I was 9, my dad had cancer, passed away, and like that shit woke you up, man. I don't really remember my life before that, to be honest. It's like being born again, and it just woke me up. And from then on, you know, every time something hit me, or I kind of became cold, but not in a bad way, in a way where I will not let a situation hurt me. You know what I'm saying? And from any situation, from any failure, whether it was like school, or when like, you know, I tried to go to the pros and that didn't happen, like, you know, I just learned from those failures consistently. Like, don't let that shit ever knock you down, bro. Like, a failure to me is a success, because from that failure, man, you can take your notes and you can learn from that giant. So, I mean, that's probably my biggest success from that situation.
Throughout the interview so far, I kept hearing you say, your mother this, your mother that.
Yeah.
Did you have a close relationship with your father?
I don't remember my father, dog. To be honest. I mean, like I was saying, there was like a lot of turmoil in the household. You know, they were going through a divorce, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward, he died, and like, there wasn't really a lot of pictures. Like, we're African, but like, my parents are like fobs. So like, we were like fresh off the boat, you know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas didn't Americanize themselves at all. So like, my mom's been here for like 30 years, and she still got the crucial accent. She still don't understand what's going on. Anyhow, I'm going on a little rant there. Anyhow, like, we didn't take pictures and none of that shit, so I don't really remember my father that much. I mean, I know he loved us, but besides that, and I know that nigga wanted me to go to the league, but besides that, I don't remember him.
What cancer was it that got him?
He had stomach cancer. So, I mean, it was like real fast. Like, he found out in like February, started having chemo, went to the hospice, died in like June. So it was like real fast.
So it must have been a late stage they found this?
Yeah.
Maybe a stage 3, maybe a stage
I don't know
4.
the stages, man. I just know this nigga was gone like that, yeah. So.
Did you get close to him during that time that he was going through
I mean, he opened up to us more than I ever thought he would. I mean, he said a lot of things that, you know, like really stuck with me forever. Like, I think one of the worst things that you can hear from your parents is how they'll sit there on the dying bed and they cry to you and tell you that they'll never get a chance to see you grow up. So, I mean, I'll never forget that. I was bawling like a little bitch. I was crying all over the place, dog, and I'll never forget that moment.
Did you see him actually pass?
Nah, he went back home. I don't know if you know this, but like Africans, they always call Africa home. So he went back home. He went back to Nigeria, and he died there.
Ah, I see. You did mention going to Nigeria. How long did you actually stay in Nigeria for when you did go?
4 times. I mean, that was dumb. 4 months.
4 months.
Both times. Yeah.
4 months both times. And what age were you when you actually went?
9 and 10. So it was like back-to-back years, you know.
Would you go back?
Would I go back? Fuck yeah, I got money now. Hell yeah, I'll go back. Should be lit, yo. Yeah, I'll go back real quick.
You still have family there?
Yeah, that's where all my family's at. My whole dad's side's over there. My whole mom's side's over here. Like, literally, it's only my nuclear family in America right now.
Has your music been able to travel back to your
So I really just started like rapping back in September of 2016, but I was like making beats before that. But right now it's just like, I'm kind of like a fucking a local celebrity in Maryland. I hate that fucking word, bro. But anyways, I'm just known pretty much for my music in Maryland. But 6 months, I think that'll change. So we'll see. So y'all niggas follow me. Y'all watch the growth.
Now, what about school?
What about it?
What kind of kid were you in class, generally speaking?
Class clown. I feel like all the niggas who grow up poor want to entertain themselves, so I was definitely a class clown. I was definitely that nigga who was always like trying to crack jokes or fuck around with some chick.
Sometimes the class clown, though, it can just be joking, it can just be roasting. Some of them can be mean, though, and it can turn into teasing and bullying.
Oh, I was a bully. I admit it.
You were.
But like, I definitely grew out of bullying. Here's another story. All right. So, like I was saying, back when I was in Texas, man, niggas was always talking shit about being African. That shit happened so much. Always fighting. You know, you have to have a strong backbone. So, you know, from these niggas trying to bully me and me, like, fighting back, I feel like it kind of turned me into a bully when I came to Maryland. So when I came to Maryland, like, the first time a nigga would, like, call me out, we're fighting. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll say some dumb shit, we're fighting. So then when I had that mentality where I would always fight a nigga for whatever, if anybody tried to step up to me, it didn't matter. So then like I just started like seeing people that weren't like me, so cracking jokes here, cracking jokes there. And I always felt like the people who took it the worst made it more entertaining to me. So then I was a bully when I went to Magruder. I was a bully for like 9th grade and a little bit of 10th grade, but when I saw how it affected a lot of people, like, I don't know, maybe I got soft over the years, but I really got empathetic about bullying. So like when I moved over to Damascus, another high school out in Maryland, I stopped bullying, man. It just wasn't in me anymore. I just like, why do I want to make somebody feel bad about themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like there's too many bullies already. So I just quit. It was like straight cold turkey. I wasn't about that life anymore, bro. And then when I see it nowadays where like kids are killing themselves and all that shit because of bullying, I'm like, why didn't the parents just like tell these niggas to defend themselves or something? Like, I don't know what happened in these households where your kid commits suicide because they're getting bullied, bro. Like, you gotta teach your kids to defend themselves at all times. They don't gotta kill nobody. Just like, don't take shit from nobody. Especially when you're a kid, man. You can be a kid and fight a nigga. You ain't gonna get hurt. Ain't nothing gonna happen. But like when you're like 25 and you can go to prison, you gotta think about that shit.
But this is the sensitive issue with bullying because bullying's a huge issue in America, and the violence, the fighting. There are some cases, and we see it on the news, where the person being bullied kills their bully. Or we've seen it even
I'm not gonna defend murder.
We've seen it even get drastic, where you've seen high school shootings or something, and it may have stemmed from some sort of bullying.
But with the high school shootings, it's something that happened over time. It wasn't, I got bullied on Monday, I'm gonna shoot these niggas on Tuesday. It was, I've been bullied for months, years, or since I was a kid, and I'm tired of this shit, right? So when you see a situation like that, even friends, everybody knows when somebody's getting bullied. You know what I'm saying? Some people will step up. Some people don't. All those people who do step up, I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? All those people who don't and just whip out their phone. We're in an age where niggas want to whip out their phone for everything. So I hate World Star. I fucking hate you. World Star, you're making black people look dumb as shit. I'm calling you guys out because I don't fuck with y'all niggas. And you guys just, everybody, World Star, oh, they're fighting. Blah, blah. I hate that shit, man. I don't fuck with that shit. Oh, man, you making me rant. You making me emotional, bro.
So what's the general advice? Okay, somebody's watching this because you've been on both ends. You were bullied at one point, and then you became the bully.
Yep.
Somebody watching this, maybe they're a teenager, they're being bullied right now. What is the general advice here? Circumstances could be different.
So circumstances would be different because I'm not the typical guy. You know what I'm saying? I started lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? I was in middle school. I started lifting weights, started doing push-ups. Like, y'all niggas want to fuck with me? I'm about to fuck y'all up. You know what I'm saying? And then I grew like 4 inches. I became tall. So bullying definitely stopped just because, I was bigger than a lot of people. But like for people who are quote unquote weaker than other people who say, hey, that person's bigger than me, yada, yada, yada. First things first, don't be a snitch. Second thing, fucking take your time and be like, yo, what's your problem with me? Find out what the problem is. And start with dialogue. Why don't you fuck with me? Why are you talking shit to me? You know what I'm saying? And if it's like, oh, I don't like you this, or I don't like you that, or all this bullshit, and you just walk away from it. If you walk away from that joint and they're still bullying you, punch that nigga in the face. I don't care if you're a girl or a guy, punch them in the face and they'll learn. They'll be like, man, oh, this person got balls. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna sit here and keep trying to bully you. But if you show them that you're weak, they're gonna fucking keep pushing at you as much as possible. I'm not saying kill nobody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying hurt anybody. I'm saying the first instance of bullying, you should cut that shit at the neck right there, yo. And trust me, you'll never regret it, yo. No matter if you get beat up, it don't matter, bro. As long as you're alive at the end of the day, you're fine. Unless the nigga got a gun or the girl got a gun, you're fine. If they don't got a gun or a knife, punch that motherfucker in the face. Punch that motherfucker in the face. Punch that motherfucker in the face. All right, go ahead, man.
People could die from a punch, though.
Not if you're a kid. Most of this stems when you're a child, yo. Like, I'm saying, like, in high school, you're growing into a man, you go through puberty, maybe people can die from a punch. You know what I'm saying? But when you're a kid, it starts young. You know what I'm saying? People can read weak-minded people at a young age, and they will, like, push at that. So when you're a kid, man, my kids get in a fight, they get suspended. My nigga. But unless they're a bully. If they're a bully, then they get in the ass whooped.
Well, okay, so I was asking more of advice for like a teenager.
Like that's going through puberty?
That sort of thing.
Are you saying, what if somebody died?
Yeah, because I just want to put that out there, that you are advocating for a little violence. But I'm just
not really violence, I'm advocating for pushing back.
Okay, but I just want to say that somebody could die from a punch. How often does that happen? Really? Probably not very often, but just think of it like this. Maybe you're on the street, maybe you're on concrete, you punch somebody, they fall wrong,
yeah, correct.
And it could lead to some sort of damage there in the head or the brain or the skull or something. So I'm just giving a worst possible.
All right, don't hit. I got you. Don't hit them with haymakers. All right, just jab. You can't get knocked out with a jab. Trust me, yo. You cannot, unless that nigga gets you a left hook or a right hook. Jab. No haymakers. End of story. I'm telling you, dog. As long as there's no haymakers, you're good.
Did you rap in school?
Nah, I didn't rap in school. I was a hooper. I thought I was going totally. I thought I was one and done, bro. I thought I was LeBron, Kobe. I thought I was all that shit.
You weren't offered an athletic scholarship?
Just the D2 schools, man. And like at the time, like I was saying, I didn't have a father. I didn't have a father figure in my life. So when like all my AAU buddies were getting D1 scholarships and I was getting D2 scholarships, I thought I was too good for that shit. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna play ball anymore. And that's what it was.
You couldn't grab the D2 scholarship.
I was fucking stupid.
And work your way up.
I agree. I was fucking stupid and in my head, yo. Like I still think about this today. There was like decent D2 schools. They weren't great. But you know what I'm saying? Like I saw other people who would go the JUCO route, go play 1 or 2 years D1, and go to the pros or go overseas. And I'm like, damn, I fucked up, yo, because I didn't suck. I just went to a terrible high school, and I just did AAU for 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Like I did AAU 16 and under, and I went to Damascus High School. I want all you guys to fucking go and Google Damascus High School, and you'll know why I didn't go anywhere. Shitty-ass high school.
So, okay, hindsight 2020.
2020.
What would you have done differently?
I would have toned down my ego 1,000%. Ego's a killer, bro. And like I said, in all industries, all aspects of life, I think the one thing I learned the most is like tone down my ego 100%. You know, you can't do everything by yourself. A lot of people, they think they can do everything by themselves. They think, you know, it'll come that easy, but it doesn't work that way. You need people in everything, everything, music, business, school. You go to school, you got an exam next week, you got a midterm. Who are you going to study with, yourself, or are you going to go study with a group who will help you solve these answers? You know what I'm saying? A business, you're going to work yourself and be the accountant, the administrator, what the fuck you call that shit, the CEO. You're going to do all that by yourself, or are you going to go out there and hire an accountant? Go hire an assistant, you know what I'm saying? Go hire a business analyst to do your work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't realize that you can't do shit by yourself, but the first step is to turn down your ego. Damn, I'm sounding like a father out this bitch.
Now, okay, this same person watching this might have just gotten that D2 athletic scholarship. What would you advise? Circumstances could be different for everybody, but what would you advise that person?
I would just
maybe they're in the same mindset. Man, I can't believe I got a D2 scholarship. Yeah, it's a good thing to have a scholarship. Some people can't even get an academic or athletic scholarship, but it's not D1. I want to quit.
I'm hip. So I would say, man, just get advice, yo. Like, just go and talk to people who went that route, who went the D2 route, and get advice from them. And it depends on like what school you're actually going to, because you can't just go to any school. If you go to a school where you know the coaches are gonna, you know, send out your film, you know that they're taking care of you, you know that training is going well, you know that your coaches know you don't want to be here for 2-3 years, that they're trying to get you out of that school. That's the first thing I would look for. You know what I'm saying? Go ask questions. Don't just Google. Go talk to people. You know, you gotta step your foot outside the house and stay off the computer. Computer's the first step. The internet's the first step, but I will go out, talk to people. You know, I mean, obviously you're gonna feel dumb every now and then, asking questions that you think that you should know the answer to. But who cares if you look dumb, man? Like, time is so short. It doesn't matter if you look dumb, bro, or girl. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Follow your heart, yo.
So you graduated high school.
Yes.
You had an opportunity to get an athletic scholarship.
Correct.
And you turn it down? Is that what you do?
Correct. So I had like 2 or 3, turned them shits down, went to Montgomery College, was gonna play basketball for them. I don't know if Montgomery College is JUCO. And I was gonna play ball for them, and I went to a couple of like practices, and I'm like, man, this shit's not for me, bro. I can't do this. And at the time, you know what I'm saying, like, I had to help out my mom, you know, I had to help pay rent, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I couldn't quit my job, go practice 6 days a week for a team that I didn't believe in. So, I mean, everybody's situation different. Hopefully y'all have a father figure and a mother figure in your life. Hopefully you guys have some type of like income, but you know, everything's different.
So you graduated high school.
Yes.
And then you actually
07, baby.
And then you have to pay for your own way with this JUCO college.
Yep.
When you could have went to a college for free.
I told you I was dumb, bro. Like, we're going in circles. Like, I was dumb, y'all.
I just want to lay it out for people that aren't reading between the lines.
I hope y'all can read between these lines, because I was fucking dumb and I had a huge ego. I'm saying, man, nigga, I was ducking on everybody, bro. Nigga, I was the leading scorer on my team. And that year in the county, I was the leading dunker. So my ego was huge, bro. Huge.
And now you're at Montgomery. Paying
What you mean?
your way.
I mean,
and you're on the
but I was smart though. So like, luckily for me, I was smart. You know what I'm saying? So I got my grants. You know, I didn't have to take out a loan.
Okay.
I only took out a loan because I wanted money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's free money. Everybody does this. You like, oh, I can take out $5,500. I'm taking that shit out. So that's the only reason. Like, school is a joke for me, man. I'm actually kind of smart, so school's a joke for me.
But that loan, you got to pay it back.
Yeah, man. Just money comes, money goes, man. Fuck, I'm not gonna die with money. I don't really care.
When you turned down those D2 scholarships, what was your mom's thoughts when you made that decision?
Honestly, I don't think my mom really cared. She just wanted me to go to college.
I see.
I don't think she really, like, my mom didn't come to a basketball game through middle school, high school, or AAU till my last game of my senior year. So she don't really care about basketball. I mean, it is what it is, though.
How much time did you spend on this JUCO route? Things were getting tough with the job and the mom and the all.
Like I said, man, I just quit. I was done. I was like,
freshman?
Yeah, I was freshman. I didn't play a game, man. It wasn't for me, bro. I needed to work, man. I needed to work, bro. Like, I needed to pay my bills and help pay my mom's bills. So, some sacrifices you got to make, but it is what it is.
Looking back, was that the right decision to make?
I don't know. I don't live my life in the past. I don't live my life with regrets. I live my life so vicious. If y'all niggas don't know what that is, so vicious means to live your life without fear or regret. That's why I'm rocking the shirt, dog, because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. As long as I'm not dying, like I said, I don't give a fuck. So I live my life that way.